Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Brandon here, aka Scourge of Vinyl, and this is my top 20 albums of 2020 list. Like I normally do, this is going to be split up into two parts. I'm going to be doing 20 through 11 in this video, and then the following video will be numbers 10 through 1. I can't believe that I have to say things like this, but this is my list. It's not your list. If you don't like it, if you disagree with it, just make your own, okay? This is just for fun. This is entirely arbitrary and objectional. Is album 19 necessarily better than number 20? No. This is just a fun way to rank them, talk about new releases. This has been such a trying year for so many reasons, but one thing that we got out of it is a ton of good releases. So let's get into talking about them. Number 20, Undeath. Lesions of a Different Kind. Now, if you watch this channel, I talked about Undeath before. Their two demos were fantastic. I had a feeling that this band was in store for bigger things, and they sure were here with their debut full-length out on Prosthetic Records. Lesions of a Different Kind, Suitably Hacked to Gore, Lesions of a Different Kind, Kicked in the Protruding Guts, Phantasmal Festering, which is off the demo. This is just savage, brutal death metal. Not a lot of technicality going on, just straight in your face, pummeling death metal from these guys. A band that, early on I was championing, saying that they were going to, be a name to watch, and they sure were. They blew up and took the death metal world by storm with their debut full-length, Lesions of a Different Kind. Check that one out. Number 19, Warp Chamber, Implements of Excruciation. Profound Lore Records put this one out. This is just some really sick and twisted death metal. The vocals on this one absolutely sealed the deal for me. Just inhuman sounding vocals, just wretched screams. The first track, Abdication of the Mind, I believe was on their demo. This is their first full length. And then Excantate Catonic Blasphemy. that was yeah, a mouthful. But the first and last track on this one, it's only 4 tracks, but it clocks in at like a little less than half an hour, so you get longer songs. But the first and last tracks for me are what did it. As always, I will leave links down below in the bio where you can listen to and purchase these albums. That's why I make these lists, is to share music with all you guys. Anyone who's looking for new music, come here. This is where you're gonna find it. Good stuff. Number 18, Perdition Temple, Sacraments of Dissension. This came out on Hell's Headbangers. If you know Angel Corpse, Gene from Angel Corpse is in this band. They have a couple other releases, but I think this is their finest work to date. Just the best that they've done songwriting-wise, the best that they've done riffs-wise. This, front to back riffs. That's all I've got to say about this one. If you like Angel Corpse, if you like what's the name of the band? This always happens. This always happens, you guys. I come in thinking that I'm prepared, but I'm not. And I forget shit. It happens. But Perdition Temple, members of Angel Corpse, and a band that I can't think of right now. Check it out. Coming in at number 18. Number 17, Necro Vault with Totenzug, Festering Peregrination. Van Records, German death metal. This band reminds me a lot of Sulfur Aeon, and they do all kinds of things that remind me of Morbid Angel as well. All eras of Morbid Angel. I get like Altars of Madness vibes. I get Heretic vibes, and everything in between. Really, really like dark death metal. Great songwriting here. I believe that this band has maybe one other release, but they're a newer band, a younger band. This one really blew me away. I've seen some other people talking about it, so it's not one that went totally under the radar, but it's really good. Check it out if you like that kind of stuff. Number 17, Necro Vault. Number 16 is one that flew under the radar entirely, and that is Decaying Purity with Mass Extinction of the Providential Ones. This was released by Severed Records. Didn't see anyone talking about this. Let me show you the artwork here. Paolo Girardi, unmistakable artwork there. This is a Turkish band with members from bands like Hyperdontia. It's more of like a brutal style of death metal, so it might not be for everyone, might not be for like the casual death metal fan, but there's still tons and tons and tons of good stuff on this one. The track Exhuming Ancient Species, one of my most listened to tracks probably this year. This thing didn't leave my car for a while. The jewel case unfortunately got beat up in the process of that, but there is no vinyl release for this. I wish there was, but there's not, because it's definitely worthy of being thrown on my turntable, and definitely worthy of getting a replacement jewel case. Decaying Purity, Mass Extinction of the Providential Ones. Number 15, Funeral Leech with Death Meditation. Shout out to my bro Lucas. The debut full length from Funeral Leech is a non-stop fucking death doom banger. God damn, this shit is so good. Downpour, The Burden of Flesh, Morbid Transcendence. Just absolutely mean, gritty, dark, atmospheric, death, doom, everything you want. If you like shit like Spectral Voice, do yourself a favor, check out Funeral Leech, Death Meditation, New York City's finest. Number 14, Benediction with Scriptures. Veterans. These guys are absolute professionals when it comes to crafting death metal. This band's been around for a long time. The deciding factor for me was getting this guy, Dave Ingram, back in the fold on vocals. He was the original Benediction vocalist. If you've heard, he was on one of the Bolt Thrower records. He's just an absolute force behind the microphone, and really, I think it kind of gave some energy and some new life into this band, because their last couple of releases are good, but not stellar. This I think is stellar. Scriptures and Scarlet, Evil Dead tribute there. Stormcrow, In Our Hands the Scars, Tear Off These Wings, just some highlights off of this one. So awesome to see the older veteran bands still putting out incredible albums. This is just an example of one of them. Benediction, Scriptures. 13, Paradise Lost, Obsidian. I don't think I need to talk too much about Paradise Lost. Legendary doom band. And it's unbelievable how spotless their discography is and how they just keep adding to it. And there's Nick Holmes, if you've heard the last few Bloodbath records, his traditional growls, they pepper him in on this album along with his clean sung vocals. It just works so well. They know what they're doing. They have this vision and they create it, and it's all packed into this LP format. Fall from Grace, Forsaken, a couple of highlights here for me. Paradise Lost. What else do you want me to say? So good. Number 12, Ulthar Providence. This, I think, is miles ahead of Cosmovore, their last LP. Just the songwriting, the structures, the riffs, the vocals, everything for me taken up another notch from Cosmovore. So if you are a fan of that record and you want to see some real growth from a band, you know, people always talk about, you know, bands like changing their sound or experimenting too much, and, you know, sometimes people are disappointed by that. This isn't an experiment by any means, but I really appreciate watching the progression as bands mature and grow, and this is a shining example of a band just continuing to get better at their craft. Ulthar Providence. And last one, number 11, Eternal Champion, Ravening Iron. No Remorse Records. Don't have the vinyl version for this yet. I love this band. I love that they're carrying the torch of epic heavy metal. Not too many bands these days are putting out this style. You know, it's a lot of the older bands that are still continuing to do so. There aren't as many younger bands that are still doing it, but there's no one doing it as well as Eternal Champion. A Face in the Glare, the title track, Ravening Iron. If Skullseeker isn't a staple of their live sets going forward, I'm going to have a talk with Arthur about that. You know, Coward's Keep, Worms of the Earth, dedicated to fallen brothers. This, wow, just if you like any sort of metal at all, I don't see how you could not like this. But I know, I understand there's people, you know, heavy metal's not their thing, but what a great album. As always, thank you guys for tuning into these videos. It's been a little while since I made one. A lot of you, you know, reaching out saying, hey, where are you? Are you going to make a video? I just don't make them as much anymore. This is what it is. But, you know, here's one now celebrating the end of this year's, you know, packed full of good releases. There's always new stuff to check out and support. That's what I'm here for. That's what this video is intended for. So there's links below. Listen to these, buy them, support the underground. That's pretty much it. You know, so as always, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, take care.